Eli Soriano, which he complied with as a law-abiding citizen, at saka wala rin naman magawa dahil it was being enforced by MTRCB. So for 3 months, 90 days, hindi siya lumabas sa television.
So he complied.
So, he complied.
He
The
complied.
problem was the order of suspension against Brother Eli Soriano was ruled to be illegal by the Supreme Court.
Correct.
Now, ang gusto ngayon ng ang sabi ng Supreme Court, ang dapat sinuspend ninyo, hindi si Brother Eli Soriano, kundi ang programa niya na nirereklamo. So, ang ginawa ngayon ng MTRCB, sabi nila, o isususpend na naman namin kayo. So sabi namin, bakit nyo isususpend ulit? Eh kasi sabi ng Supreme Court, dapat daw ang sinuspend namin yung programa, hindi si Brother Eli Soriano. So sabi namin, why will you profit from your own wrong? Kayo ang nagkamali, pagkatapos ngayon, ang gusto niyo isuspend na naman. There will be another suspension, not against Brother Eli Soriano this time, but against the program Ang Dating Daan. And yet we know that the very heart, the very soul, the moving spirit behind Ang Dating Daan, where Brother Eli Soriano preaches the doctrines and lessons of the Bible, is Brother Soriano himself. So that in effect, when he was illegally suspended 6 years ago by the MTRCB, they had in effect suspended Ang Dating Daan, because without Brother Eli Soriano, Dating Daan program is not the same as when he is there. So, ang contention namin, it was already served. When Brother Eli Soriano, when Brother Eli Soriano was suspended illegally 6 years ago, because the suspension, which was affirmed by the Supreme Court with regards to Ang Dating Daan, refers to the same order arising out of the same complaint, arising out of the same hearing for which the MTRCB issued an order for a 3-month suspension. Kaya nga lang, mali yung order nila. Ang sinuspend nila si Brother Eli, when according to the Supreme Court, ang dapat sinuspend nyo, yung program ni Brother Eli, sino nagsasalita doon sa program ng Ang Dating Daan? Si Brother Eli. So ngayon, gusto na naman nilang isuspend si Brother Eli, ang programa ni Brother Eli, which is Ang Dating Daan. And we have been telling them, double punishment ito. Nagkamali kayo, sinuspendin nyo yung wrong person, pagkatapos ngayon gusto nyo isuspend na naman yung programa niya. So, how can it be na twice ninyong paparusahan yung tao? Because even if you suspend the program now of Ang Dating Daan, may kasabihan tayo, sa kabayo ang hampas, ang latay ay sa kalabaw. So, it's the history of the MTRCB has always been, and this is on record, has always been to find ways and means to suspend the programs of Brother Eli Soriano. Kung ano mga nilalagay nila dyan, preventive suspension, 20 days. They forced that and enforced it 6 years ago. Tapos pinalo nila ng 90-day suspension. And then after that, there was another case, nag-impose sila ng indefinite suspension. Ibig sabihin, perpetual. And that is not even in the law. So when we raised that, siguro nagising sila, after 2 months, nilip nila yung indefinite suspension.
Okay,
And
Attorney.
then now, there is a motion naman para to enforce the judgment daw of the Supreme Court. Let me say this, no? Actually, what the Supreme Court said, when they rendered the decision, yung pinag-uusapan natin ngayon, which is the subject of the order of another 90-day suspension, The Supreme Court only said, dapat ang sinuspend ninyo yung programa, hindi si Brother Eli Soriano. But now, the way it was interpreted by MTRCB is, hindi, kailangan isuspend ka ulit namin. Kailangan isuspend namin yung program mo ulit. And yet, they were the ones who committed the mistake already. Sila ang may kasalanan kung bakit sinuspend si Brother Eli Soriano, which the Supreme Court said, illegal, improper, without jurisdiction, without legal basis, ang pagsuspend ninyo based on your order. Ang dapat ang sinuspend ninyo, yung Ang Dating Daan program. Now, MTRCB is gloating over this. They're happy about it. Sabi nila, okay, nasuspend na namin si Brother Eli Soriano illegally. This time, isususpend ulit namin yung program niya. Dahil sabi ng Supreme Court. That is not exactly what the Supreme Court said. I think the Supreme Court said was, dapat ang sinuspend ninyo yung Ang Dating Daan program. So, there was another motion for reconsideration filed by the other lawyers of the Ang Dating Daan. And it's still pending with the Supreme Court to clarify this. Not only to clarify this, but they are saying na dapat hindi talaga sinuspend. Hindi dapat isuspend o sinuspende ang Dating Daan, ang si Brother Eli Soriano noong 6 years ago, which the Supreme Court already affirmed na tama kayo, hindi dapat sinuspend si Brother Eli Soriano. And yung dispositive portion ng order ng Supreme Court sabi na the order of the NTRCB suspending Brother Eli Soriano should have read and should read for 90 days the suspension is against Ang Dating Daan. But the Supreme Court never in their record, no, doon sa decision na nilabas nila, they never made any statement there that Brother Eli Soriano already served the 90-day suspension based on the same order that was erroneously issued by the MTRCB. So, kailangan i-clarify ito sa Supreme Court. Dapat sabihin ng Supreme Court whether they would have said the same thing na si Brother, the Ang Dating Daan program should have been the one suspended, even if Brother Eli Soriano already has been suspended, covered by the same period of time, covered by the same facts of the case, covered by the same parties in the case, covered by the same committee that investigated this with the MTRCB. How can you impose another wrong on a wrong that was already done? So you're compounding errors.
So, bawal pala yung double punishment.
Atty. De Vera, maliwanag po doon sa desisyon ng Supreme Court na ang MTRCB ay walang authority patawan ng suspension si Brother Eli Soriano noong 2004.
Right. Walang iniwan yan, Commissioner.
Opo.
Sa inyong dalawa hindi niya right now.
Opo.
If any one of you will be the subject of a complaint by any viewer, sabi, hindi ko gusto yung sinabi ni Commissioner Soriano, hindi ko nagustuhan yung sinabi ni Ninya, pakisuspend nga ninyo, MTRCB. Sabi ng Supreme Court, hindi kayo pwede mag-suspend ng mga personalities, yung mga nagsasalita sa program. Because you were not given that power. Wala sa batas yung kapangyarihan na yon. So, sino ang pwedeng i-suspend? Pwede i-suspend yung programa nyo ngayon. Focus on the truth, whatever yung mga title ng program that you have, that is what can be suspended.
So maliwanag pala yun, no? Walang authority ang MTRCB na suspindihin si Brother Eli Soriano noong 2004, niya.
Oo. Na isang TV personality. At that, di po ba, attorney? At saka, attorney, sa palagay niyo po, sino ang nasa likod or mga nasa likod? Kung meron man, kung okay lamang po sa inyo?
I don't want to ascribe motives, no? Pero I don't even know whether the complainant in this case, no, is a member of another religious group. But whether they are or they are not members of the other religious group that is openly known to be against Ang Dating Daan,